Y'all, can we do something? Can we make manifesting fun again? Let's do it. I was listening to something today that made me realize how much we've made so much of this whole co-creation thing, to the point where so many people are so miserable because a lot of what they're wanting to bring in is not physically manifested. It also reminded me of when I first encountered learning how to be a co-creator through teachings like the law of attraction, through The Secret, right? Do you remember your first encounter when you first learned about manifesting and you were so excited and it was like, oh, like life doesn't just have to happen to me. I can actually have some fun things happen. Let's see how this goes. You were lighthearted and you took pleasure in doing things like visualizing and scripting, and you weren't doing it necessarily for the thing. You were just doing it to see how this goes, to see if it works. It all seemed so effortless, and it really was, especially when you got to sit back and watch things unfold. And then by the time you look back, you're like, holy crap, I really did manifest some stuff. But then what happened? You started dreaming bigger, and you started looking around at your life at the things that weren't working, and you started saying, well, if I really am a co-creator, then there's some things that I need to shift in this reality, because some of this stuff ain't gonna work. And so when you started putting importance on what it was you needed to manifest, that's when you started running into resistance. That's when you started running into, wait a second, there's some things that aren't latching on, maybe some beliefs that I have that aren't allowing this thing to flow, and I need to learn about me. And then in comes Neville Goddard's teachings, and you learn about the law of assumption, and that teaching in and of itself holds you divinely accountable for your role in the co-creation. Not just the good things, but also the things that aren't so good. And that's when you start to realize, I am not perfect, and somehow, some way, I need to figure this out because I need my stuff. Does any of this sound familiar? Come on now. I know I'm not the only one. Echo chamber, that accountability part is where it stopped being fun. Let's be for real. We started taking things so much more seriously, judging ourselves for not getting it right or feeling like we're missing something, we're doing something wrong, or we're broken and somehow need to be fixed. But that was never the divine's intention. The divine never intended you to feel like you were incomplete in some way, like you were broken. You are not. I recently heard Abraham Hicks say that the whole name of the game is to release resistance. That means to release all conditions to your joy, release all conditions to your happiness, release all conditions to your wholeness, to your well-being and your peace. Release all conditions that make you feel separate from your source. Stop making everything and everyone in your world accountable for your well-being. That means that whatever's happening out there and whoever is happening with, do not make your well-being be contingent upon what they got going on. Learn how to cultivate joy, peace, happiness, fulfillment, regardless of what's going on in the world, circumstances in your vicinity, and the people in your life. This is exactly what it means to be unconditional. You are unconditional when you don't allow conditions or people that you have conditions with to determine your well-being. So many people have a misconception of what being unconditional means. It doesn't mean let people treat you any kind of way. It doesn't mean let disrespect be disrespect and not check it. It just means that regardless of what is happening out there, I get to determine my joy. I get to determine my peace. I get to determine my well-being, and I'm not holding you or you or you or you or you or you or you accountable for any of that. I dictate that, not you, not circumstances, not dynamics with people, not discomfort or disease in my body, not finances, not what's in my bank account or what's not in my bank account, not being able to shop or not shop, not being able to be with the love of my life or not be with the love of my life. None of that determines my well-being. I determine my well-being, and I choose joy over paying attention to things that do not please me. I choose to be unconditional with the well-being that I cultivate and create within myself, for myself, that everything and everyone in my reality gets to benefit from, because I am not basing it off of anything outside of me. And that is how you make manifesting fun again. Good day, people.